Truth isn't trendy, it's eternal, positioning Israel doctrine as timeless and unshakable. I don't follow the crowd, I follow the covenant. Separates the movement from popular culture. The streets talk, I correct them. Asserts authority and credibility in debates. Israel doctrine, where facts cut deeper than feelings. Appeals to logic over emotion. If it's not scripture, it's just opinion. Keeps focus on the Bible as the foundation. I'm not here to be liked, I'm here to be right. Bold, confident tone that builds respect. This isn't religion, this is restoration. Shifts the brand from dogma to revival of truth.
Peace everyone, welcome to the show. The title of today's show is The Forge. Iron sharpens iron. What the Bible actually says about debate. I've been sitting up studying this for a while. As people know, I love debate. I'm an Aries. I love debate. I love it to death. I just don't know. I have people calling me sometime and they like, what you doing? Are you doing what you love? Because they know what I love. But let's get into it, people.
Iron sharpens iron. What the Bible actually says about debate. Israel Doctrine YouTube Street's Carl Davis.
Israel Doctrine YouTube Street, Carl Davis. To be exact, it's Carl Albert Davis. We're not going to leave my father's name out of it.
Everybody on YouTube wants a debate, but most of them do not even know what the word says about it.
So you see what I said? Everybody on YouTube want to debate, but no Hebrew Israelite teacher has taught on debate. No Roman Catholic teacher has taught on debate. Nobody teach on debate because they say the Bible said we're not supposed to debate. Why would a lying preacher say this? Because he never wants to debate. He calls strife and do all kind of stuff, but never wants to sit down and deal with the things that comes out his mouth. Well, I didn't always had a problem with them type of preachers.
Tonight I am taking you to Proverbs 27 verse 17 and showing you the difference between a man who debates to sharpen and a man who debates to shine.
So, it's like a gun. You can use a gun to murder somebody, or you can use a gun to defend yourself or someone else. It's all about the intent of a thing. The intent speaks a lot. Were you trying to, or were you trying not to, or what was you trying to do? Once you get the proper intent, you know what the proper judgment should be.
Stay with me because this will expose a lot of people in these streets. Segment 1, the verse, Proverbs 27 verse 17. Iron sharpeneth iron. So a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend.
So iron sharpen iron. So a man sharpen the counsel of his friend. So I done heard people argue. I ain't never argued with my friends. I ain't never fought with my friends. That's because they don't love their friends. I love my friends. Then I always loved every one of my friends. We gonna fight, baby. Because Carl ain't gonna agree with you all the time. And you ain't gonna agree with Carl all the time. We two different people. I know how hard it is to bring two souls together, because I've been trying to bring two souls together for a long time. And I ain't just talking about two male friends. I'm talking about female friends too. People trying to come together, two people, two mindsets. That's a deadly combination.
That is the whole verse. Simple, clean, but look at what it actually requires.
Look what it requires, but before it requires that, you got to know that an iron sharpen another iron. Number one, the question is, are you iron? Are you spiritually inclined enough to be called iron? Well, I've been the YouTube Iron Man. Truly, I have for a long time. I done used the name before. I done spoke on it before. But let's keep going.
First, both pieces have to be iron. You cannot sharpen iron with wood. You cannot sharpen iron with plastic.
See, that's why the Bible tell you don't be unequally yoked. Unless you fire and the other person fire, why are y'all even dealing with each other? Unless you water and the other person water, or whatever you are, why are you dealing with the other person? 9 out of 10, y'all ain't gonna see eye to eye. If you the same type of person, 9 out of 10 you can see eye to eye. I don't meet too many people like me, though I got a lot of Aries friends on Facebook, on my old Facebook, because people didn't attack my channel and this and that. They trying to stop what I'm doing. Psst. You can't stop what I'm doing because I don't stop. That's the hard part about being an Aries. It's hard to stop. It's hard to stop. We're going to fight to the death.
If you come into a debate with bad doctrine, a false spirit, and a pride problem, you are not iron. You're
not iron if you come into a debate with that. Because you come into a debate for vain reasons. The only reason I have ever debated about anything is because I got the other person on the other side, and I'm trying to see if they're going to see it the way that I'm presenting it. And if they don't see it, my mindset is to hell with them. The crowd is listening. And if it's anyone intelligent in the crowd, they going to hear the argument. And hopefully they side with me. If they don't, that's cool. They heard the argument.
a distraction. Second, the goal is sharpening, not destroying. The friction between two pieces of iron produces a better edge. The goal of real debate is that both men walk away closer to truth than when they started.
That's why I won debate. That's what the Bible talks about with iron sharpen iron. Remember, you can't be unequally yoked. I've been around a lot of brothers. Some of them was in the Bible and they could help sharpen me. They let other people run them off though because they don't have the mentality like me. So to a degree, I was unequally yoked. I thought I was running with Bible people that had died for another brother, but they won't.
It is not what you see on YouTube streets. What you see on YouTube streets is men trying to grind the other man down to nothing so they can look good in front of the audience. That is not iron sharpening iron. That is two men using each other for clout. Segment 2, what real debate looks like. Real debate has 4 requirements from Scripture. Number 1, truth is the standard, not the man. John 17, verse 17 says, sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. The KJV Bible is a referee, not your reputation, not your subscriber count, not how long you've been doing this. If the word says you are wrong, you are wrong.
If the word say you wrong, you is wrong. That's why I used to always have an argument about Hebrew Israelite. I would say the word ain't even in the Bible. And you know how many people try to say it was in the Bible? Fictitiously, however you use that word. That I'ma just say it the old-fashioned way. They lie and they ASS off. And I'm like, what's going on? I thought this person would be an upright person, but I figured them to be a liar.
Period. Number 2, the spirit has to be right. 2 Timothy 2, verses 24-25 says, and the servant of the Lord must not strive, but be gentle unto all men, apt to teach, patient, in meekness instructing those that oppose themselves.
So, adapt to teach. You got to be able to teach. Everybody ain't teachers. But if you can't teach, how are you going to get your point across? A debate is not a debate. Truly, it's a teaching moment. Because you're saying the other person is ignorant, and you're not ignorant. So you should be teaching the other person in meekness. But let's keep going.
Meekness, not weakness. Meekness is controlled strength. A man who comes into debate screaming, name calling, and performing for his chat is not in meekness. He is in his flesh. Number 3, the goal is correction, not humiliation. Galatians 6 verse 1 says, Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, you which are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness.
Restore one in the spirit of meekness. That's what rebuking is all about. If you see somebody up here on YouTube lying and falsely doing something, you should be able to speak on it in a respectful manner and let them know. And always go to them first before you just put it out. A brother can get mad at me, but I'm going to say, I text you. I called you because I got your number. I can text, I can call. When I tried to text, I tried to call. I'm never running from a conversation. I'm trying to have it. And others trying to run from it.
Restore. The purpose of correcting a man in error is to bring him back to truth, not to drag him through the streets for content. Number 4, both men have to be accountable. Proverbs 27 verse 17 says, Iron sharpens iron. That means both edges are on the table. If you come into a debate and you are only willing to challenge the other man, but you cannot receive challenge yourself, you are not doing biblical debate. You are doing performance.
Performance. And that's what a lot of people done. I've been in a lot of debate leagues. Sarnetta's, Paradigm Shift, JJ 7000, Yemiya, all these different places. Black Jesus Ministry, all these places. None of them has ever came to any one of my debate platforms. I didn't set up debate platforms. Me and Sarnetta was the first two. That's why Sarnetta don't like me, because he know I've always been independent and I've always debated and fought. And he ain't never been able to control me. Half of these people, I go to their league, I do all this stuff. I try to show love to people that don't show love to me. They set up the debate leagues and try to put judges over it and stuff just to, well, we don't like him, let's this and that. He got mad, he raised his voice, he did this and that. My debate league would never be like that because I'm a righteous man.
Segment 3. What YouTube clout chasing looks like. Now, let me show you what the streets actually produce, because most of what you call debate on YouTube is not iron sharpening iron.
It's not iron sharpening iron, people. I cut you. I do this. The whole Hebrew Israelite wicked spirit, the whole Roman Catholic wicked spirit, this and that. Ain't nobody trying to get them to be nothing righteous, because a Hebrew Israelite will refuse being a Roman Catholic, and a Roman Catholic will refuse being a Hebrew Israelite. Ain't no way. That's oil and water, baby, and the two don't mix at all. But when you got a guy like me that's an Israelite and a Christian, I can teach the ignorant Roman Catholic and I can teach the ignorant Hebrew Israelite. None of them want to be taught, though. None of them want to sit down and call themselves sharper than me. Because like I said, if you say I'm ignorant, I'm willing to be taught. You're not willing to be taught, because I'm going to say you're ignorant. And I'm willing to teach you, but you ain't willing to be taught.
It is something else entirely. Clout chasing debate looks like this. You put a man's name in your title before you even study what he said. You perform for your chat instead of engaging the argument. You declare victory before the other man has finished speaking.
You see that? That's called clout chasing on YouTube. In these YouTube streets, that's clout chasing. If I speak about somebody, I already know about you. I'm not going to call you a Hebrew Israelite unless you said you was a Hebrew Israelite. I done spoke to you, and you didn't informed me that you a Hebrew Israelite. So I can call you a Hebrew Israelite. I just spoke to you and you didn't inform me that you're a Roman Catholic. I can call you a Roman Catholic. I'm going to speak based up on my knowledge. A lot of people don't know me though. People that call me Hebrew Israelite. When did I ever say that? I have one, like I said, it was one time I said that I was going to go with it, but man, it was just a day. But you'll never find the audio because they had that channel destroyed. They destroyed it for Bambam.
You refuse to concede anything even when the word clearly corrects you. You only debate people smaller than you or people your audience already hates.
People that's smaller than you or people that your audience already hates. So you can condemn them and say I'm the winner because you know your audience already hate them. They gonna say, yeah, you won. Throw him off, do this, do that. Psst. Who wanna go to them type of crowds? I done been to them. I still kick tail because I ain't never lost no debate if you ask me. Like I said, it was only one in question. Because number one, I'm not going to sit down and talk about nothing I don't know about. If I don't know about it, I'm going to shut my mouth. And I might say, which is a very hard thing, teach me something about it. I want to hear about it. We ain't got to argue about it. I shut my mouth and sit down and listen to you because I want the knowledge. Once I get the knowledge, it's over with. I'm going to be arguing and fighting and debating, doing some of everything because I have the knowledge. But if I ain't got the knowledge of it, I'm not finna stick my neck on the chopping block to get it chopped off. Never been that ignorant.
You cut the stream the moment you start losing the argument. I have watched men on these streets do every single one of these things and then stand up and quote Proverbs 27 verse 17 like it covers what they just did. It does not. That verse requires iron, and iron has integrity. Segment 4, the Forge Standard. This is why the Forge exists. The Forge is not a clout stage. It is not a place where men come to perform. It is a structured environment where doctrine is tested by the word and men are held accountable to what they actually believe. If you come into the Forge, the KJV is the standard, not your...
The KJV is the standards. I debate anybody on them other books and never read them other books. But the standard will take anything out. I believe that. That's why I'm willing to do it. All I got to do is study Yawns a little bit. I ain't got to read that. Whatever book it is, just like I ain't got to read the whole Bible. It's called subject and title for a reason, because we're not going to get off that subject and we're not going to veer off from the title. So I already know what I'm into and what I'm fighting, and once I get something in the, what they call it, when you got a shooting range and you got the little red dot in the middle, target, I guess that's, when I get something in the target, I hit it. Subject and title is in target.
Camp, not your counsel, not your YouTube reputation. The word. If the word says you are wrong, you adjust. That is what iron sharpening iron actually looks like.
You adjust. Who's willing to adjust? I'm willing to adjust any one of my position, because if I was teaching it wrong, I need to adjust it and teach it right. From that debate on to the future, I done gained knowledge and I will never teach it wrong again. That's why I be wanting to debate. Like I said, well, you smarter than me? Teach me then. Show me, because I'm ignorant. If I'm ignorant, but if I ain't ignorant, we got to fight to dust the dawn. Numerous of days. And I ain't got nothing but time and effort. And I got my lunch pail, for those who know what that means.
And that is what most of these men on YouTube are not willing to do. Because sharpening costs something. It means you might leave the conversation with a different edge than you came in with. And most men on these streets would rather look sharp than actually be sharp.
Look sharp, then be smart. Sound sharp. Test it then, if you that sharp.
Proverbs 27, verse 17. But first you have to be iron. If you want real debate, if you want doctrine tested by the word with no politics and no performance, you know where to find me. I am Carl Davis. This is Israel Doctrine YouTube Streets. Drop your questions in the chat. Let's sharpen.
Now, anybody want to enter into the Forge? Go to Israel Doctrine YouTube Streets, and there's a tab there. You can put your email and everything and enter into what's going down. I'll show you what you need. I'll show you what you need. Here's the site right here. Put your email right there. Put your email right there. The blog is the most active thing right now, but as you can see, I'm having trouble. The latest ain't in there. I was trying to get the audio you heard. I was trying to get it up here and do everything with it, but yes, we do have a blog. Debates will be publicized, everything else right there on the blog. And then I got other pages and things that I'm working on too. But it takes a little money and stuff, so we are a ministry. We do take, tithes and all, like most ministries do. With that said, we out, people. Let me know what you think in the comments. I will appreciate it. I will respond back. Not with no harsh. You say something I don't like, I will just thank you for the comment. You say something that interests me, I answer. Peace, love, in Jesus' name.